Hi, Empress Justice here, and this is everything I have learned about Aries. Now, we always associate Aries with being assertive, but wait a minute, pause. The first thing to understand about Aries is that Aries is about being, and being exactly as it is. Meaning, Aries is all about being oneself. So assertiveness, honorability, and even self-sacrifice, which is what a lot of Arians are capable of, and a lot of Arians end up doing, it doesn't always take the form of being loud or being gregarious or being bossy. In fact, the only reason why an Arian would be loud or make up noise is because their body language and their physical actions will communicate what they want or what they want to express more than their words will. And when their bodily expression isn't noticed enough, then they'll start talking. If what they're saying isn't heard, they'll get loud. So the main form of communication for an Arian is physical communication through their actions. Second thing is, again, an Aries is not always going to be loud. I have met a lot of Arians that are naturally quiet, that are naturally reserved, or that are naturally very chilled out people. Where the assertiveness comes in is that they're not afraid to reinforce their boundaries. In fact, they do that with ease. They communicate how they feel with ease. Like, it's not a thing where they have to struggle to say what they want or to say how they feel. That is their assertiveness. It's got nothing to do with them being loud. It's got nothing to do with them being bossy. It's got nothing to do with them seeking attention. They only do all of these things when they feel like nothing else is working. And like I said, there is an honorability to Arians. What I've learned about Arian people is they're not going to take sides for the sake of it. Now, there are some Arians who can sometimes lack a little bit of discernment and can sometimes be fair for the sake of being fair rather than the sake of doing the right thing. Sometimes fairness for the sake of it and doing the right thing are two different things, right? And an Arian flaw can sometimes be in being fair just for the sake of it and not just because it's right, which can lead to a lot of problems. But yeah, like I said before, an Arian's assertiveness lies in their ability to reinforce boundaries, and also the Arian capacity to be honorable and their integrity. Let's come back to it. Now I'm remembering. Their integrity is what makes them so honorable. The integrity of an Arian is what makes them so honorable. They are who they are and they stand in that. And again, they basically vote with their bodies. They vote with their feet. They don't vote with their mouths. So it's important for them to come exactly as they are and to be seen as exactly as they are. And if I'm going to be honest with you, when an Arian is born, they are born with a lot of confidence and a lot of dignity on top of that integrity. A lot of Arians, whether they know it or not, they pride themselves being exactly the same way in private as they are in public, regardless of, how it might appear to other people. They want to be who they are at all times. They don't want to hide. They don't want to mask. They don't want to do any of that. And again, it's especially important to them to hold on to their integrity, and they're born with a lot of that when they come into this world. They come with all the confidence and the dignity and the integrity. They also come with a lot of star quality, a lot of star power, right? And because of that star power, they're another sign that tend to attract a lot of blessings to themselves. People want to give them things. People want to bless them with opportunities, like lots of different wonderful things, like loving to bless the Aryan with gifts and with lavishness and with all that type of thing. Like, Aries is a very blessed sign. Like, Pisces is not the only blessed sign. Aries is a very blessed sign when they're born. People naturally want to give Arians things regardless of where Aries actually comes from. And I think that's probably the reason why the Aryan sense of fairness can get them fucked up sometimes, because the way they've been treated, they interpret that as fair. So they're gonna strive to be as objective as possible first before they make any assumptions. They are usually given the benefit of the doubt in everything that they do. So they want to do the same for other people. They don't automatically want to go down that road of assuming the worst in everybody, because the worst was not assumed in them, especially not as younger people. So they want to give other people that same right. So that, the honorability, it comes from integrity, but it also comes from having a life where you are blessed with so much, and, not wanting to give people the blessings that Aries has been given necessarily, but certainly wanting to give other people the benefit of the doubt as well. That's where the honorability comes in. Because when you're that confident and you're that dignified, you genuinely do not see other people as competition. That's another thing about Arians. A lot of people think that Arians are competitive. Again, that's a last resort Aries. A natural Aries, though, not competitive, because they don't see anybody else as competition. The only people that Arians tend to be in competition with are usually themselves. That's when they are truly themselves and they're evolved, and and they haven't got anything in front of them. Usually the only people they want to compete with are themselves, especially when they're evolved. Okay. Now, when it comes to insecurities, this is where I have to talk about an Aryan self-sabotage instincts and the subconscious drive behind their self-sabotage instincts. Aries can be a bit of a martyr. And I don't mean martyr as in they always want to talk about how much they've suffered and all the rest of it. Like, no, that's not what I mean. What I mean is they want to go through more hardship. They feel like they haven't gone through enough. Like, in a positive way that can manifest as the Aryans need to challenge themselves to go that extra mile. But then on the flip side, it can mean they can go looking for trouble, because just like Pisces, they can feel like the gifts and the blessings that they've obtained in life that have been given to them by the cosmos, they can feel like those blessings hold no real weight. So they go looking for hardship. They go looking for challenges. They go looking for things that they feel like they can do. Okay. So yeah, with that, all that confidence and that sense of self, for all that confidence and sense of self, they really feel like they want to have something, they want to have something they can prove to people. They don't just want to coast on their confidence and their shine. They want to actually prove that they deserve what people give them. That's an Aries mindset. That's an Aries subconscious mindset. They want to prove that they're worthy of the gifts that they've been given. So yeah, Arians are not lazy. I don't think it will surprise anybody to know that Arians are definitely not lazy. They are always questioning how they can elevate their mastery, how they can get better, how they can be more like themselves. They're always doing that every single day. They're always challenging themselves, because they don't just want to be confident because of what the world gives them. They want to be confident because of what they've proved that they can do. So yeah, that was for my beautiful Arians. And I will see you in the next reading. Peace and blessings. Bye bye, my darlings.